Hello, everyone. Hello, thank you for joining me today in my kitchen. We're just gonna make something very quick. My camera, but what we're making today is a very, very quick one. Hello, if you're watching me from Facebook, welcome to my page. And today we are doing something very quick. In about 30 minutes or thereabout, we should be done. But let's quickly do a mix, coconut, sorry, chocolate bread mix. And we're also going to be doing just a very quick one also, chocolate banana bread mix. And the difference between these two is just the banana. There's no big difference. And maybe when I'm mixing the chocolate banana mix here, probably might change some other ingredients I'm adding, but just know that it's virtually the same thing. But let's go ahead, let's give some people quick time to join us and before we get started. But I would say this at least before we get started, maybe I should mention most of the things we have here. Of course, these are my bowls for mixing, as you guys would know. And this is my hand mixer. I might not need this, but if I do need it, I will have it handy. I've got my spatula. Yeah, I need to get my spatula ready. I've got my small spatula ready. This is what I'm sure I will need. I'm not sure how much I will need other things, but yeah, if you're joining us from Facebook, from YouTube, keep coming, keep coming. Let's see how many people will get before we start. It's going to be a very quick one. Let's see who will join us from Facebook. Let's see. I know a lot of people are still awake. A lot of people are sleeping already, but we can do this together. So yeah, I'm gonna just change the color of this. Yeah. So for watching from Facebook, for watching from YouTube, this is just the small space I'm gonna use to do the mixing. And here I've got baking powder. Here I've got baking soda. Here I've got, of course, very good cocoa mix, which is important for what we are doing today. And here I've got also very important, this is coconut sugar, coconut brown sugar. I might need this. I also have granular sugar here. I've got 4 sticks of butter here that we're going to be using. I probably might just use only one or two, depending on how much I want them here. I've got vanilla, just in case if I want some vanilla flavor here. And I've got my flour, and here is buttermilk. I'm not sure if I'll be needing this buttermilk, but I just brought it out just in case if I need it. So let's give Facebook people time to join us. Hello, Facebook people. Are you guys here? Can you join us? Let's mix, let's mix chocolate bread. Very tasty kind of bread. You can do this on your own and it's very healthy. And the good thing about doing this yourself is you control exactly how much sugar or how much ingredients you're adding to your cooking or to your baking. Not like you buy from the market and it's kind of filled with sugar. No, you don't do that. So the next 30 minutes or less than that, we'll just mix this. Before I start baking, I'm not going to show you guys the baking process because that will mean like keeping you here forever. But anyway, let's get started before we have people join us on Facebook. So if you want to start with the coconut, sorry, chocolate bread, the first thing we'll have to do, of course, is cocoa is important. When we talk about coconut, when we talk about chocolate bread, it doesn't mean that you have to buy chocolate. No, it means you have to buy cocoa. You have to buy cocoa and then start from there. You will build a good combination that will produce a very good coconut bread. So remember that because it's called coconut bread doesn't mean chocolate bread doesn't mean you have to buy chocolate already made processed chocolate. No, you buy cocoa. Maybe I should show you guys. This is what cocoa looks like. you buy cocoa to start with. So this is the cocoa we're going to be using to make both the chocolate bread mix and of course the chocolate banana bread mix. So let's just start with the process. And the thing about making chocolate bread is this. The easiest way to make it come out really good is you mix all the dry ingredients in one plate and then mix all the wet ingredients in another plate. Hello, Rita. Thank you for joining us. So you can as well mix everything together, but then eventually you have to combine everything. So right now what I would do is to mix for the chocolate bread mix here. I'll mix all the dry spices, and in another small plate here I'm going to mix the wet spices before I combine, or wet ingredients before I combine them. So like I said, the first thing you do is half cup of cocoa, and I don't have my half cup here. I have 3/4 cup here, but of course I've got this one. This is 1 cup, so what I need is half cup of this, and I'm going to just measure it carefully. Remember, measuring this is important, and for some people you can measure and just pour you can measure and just pour inside the bowl. For some other ones, you can measure and then use sieve like this to sieve it. So everyone on Facebook, please, if you can join us from Facebook, that would be great. I really appreciate that, guys. So right now, this is just going to help the cocoa to break quickly and get into very much powdery form. It's not so necessary, but if you can do this, that will really be great if you can do this. And for chocolate bread, particularly how we arrange the pan, some people will want to arrange the pan by just using oval paper. For some people who want to take care of the pan by simply using some amount of chocolate, spreading it on the pan. But whatever you use, the most important thing is understand the process, understand what goes in. Now I've got my half cup of cocoa here, as you guys can see. Another thing I'm going to get is of course 2 cups of flour. This is 2 cups of flour, so I'm going to just measure it quickly. This is 2 cups. It depends on the quantity you're making. Remember, it doesn't have to only be 2 cups. Once you are aware of the quantity you want to make, then you can start looking at how much quantity of flour do I need. So I'm using 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Remember, guys, for chocolate bread mix dry ingredients separate, and of course mix white ingredients separate. It's important to do that. What is not so important, but that way you can be sure that you will get everything right. So let's make this quickly. Once we're able to add all the spices we need here, I can assure you we are almost done. The important thing about when it comes to making chocolate bread or banana bread is getting the right ingredients, getting the mixture right. How long you bake it in the oven eventually is a game of probability, because eventually you might not need all the time you set it. You might set it for 15 minutes and you will need only 45 minutes. The idea is to keep checking it. So I've got my all-purpose flour in now. What I'm going to get in now is I'm going to try to. This is not so important, but I want to add this sugar. I can add this brown sugar. I can also add, and I have another brown sugar here. This is cane sugar. Maybe I will add cane sugar actually. This sugar is from coconut. But you know what? I think I prefer this one from coconut. This is from cane. I'm sure you guys know sugar cane. This is from cane, and raw cane, and this is from coconut. So I'm going to use the one from coconut, half cup. Again, I'm going to depend on this myself. I don't have my half cup here. Just half cup of this. I need to break it completely. It's a little bit, it has some chunks in it. So once I break it this way, once you break it this way, just get half cup you want. Only half cup. Again, it depends on how much you like sugar though. It doesn't have to really be full half cup. If you don't like sugar that much, but this is a very healthy sugar, so you know, it's not like the processed sugar. So one half cup of dark brown sugar, coconut sugar has gone in. And the next thing we will be talking about is maybe we just put a quarter of, granulated sugar. Just a little. This is not so important. If you don't want to add this, that is fine. Maybe we just put a quarter like this or less than this. Some other people will put much more than this. You put this. Remember, dark, dry spices go in here first. So I have dry spice that's gone in here now. What I want now is to add my baking soda and of course my baking powder. I need my baking soda, of course I'll be needing half teaspoon definitely of baking soda. I have this here out before. This is one, I don't need one. This is here, I just need half. Yeah, I've got it here. So I've got the one I need here. So I need half cup of baking soda and sorry, not half cup. This is teaspoon. This is not tablespoon. This is teaspoon. I just need one half teaspoon, and this is half teaspoon is what I need of my baking soda added to here. Maybe a little bit more, not so, maybe a little bit more. That is it. Once you add this, don't bother adding so much. Stick to the rule. Once you add that, the next thing you will add, of course, is baking soda. Baking soda, you also need about half teaspoon. And this is my half teaspoon. Half teaspoon of my baking soda has gone inside. And yeah, I think we are good with this now. So what we are going to add is, of course, our chocolate mix. But this is not so important, guys. If you don't have this, you don't have to use this. But because I really want to make it very creamy inside, I'm going to add some chocolate chips in it. But it's not really so important to add chocolate mix in it. So I'm going to use my scissors to cut. Again, not so important, but if you can add some cups of this, you don't need to add so much as you can. Not so important. If you can see this is the chocolate chips I'm adding. Just add this. Everyone on Facebook, Ada, thank you for joining me. Paulina, thank you so much. And everyone joining me from YouTube. You guys know yourself. You guys know yourself. Everyone, I believe, is there watching me. Thanks so much, Peter, for watching me. I appreciate that. So we are just almost done with this now. For all the dry ingredients, we are done with it. What we need to do now is make sure you cover things up quickly because they can easily spill. Cover things up. Guys, I have a small space in my kitchen, so I have to keep managing it. Just give it a quick stir. It's important to give it a quick stir, as you guys can see. Give it a quick stir and, I hope I'm not pouring it. Give it a quick stir and set it aside. You can see what it looks like. I'm going to add a little bit more sugar in it. Just a little bit more. Our chocolate chips is as much as you want, but not so much. So this is what it's going to look like when we are done mixing it. It almost looks like chocolate you can put water and drink. But no, this is not how it works. Oh, cool, Kelvin, thank you so much for joining us. So for the dry ingredients, we are ready now. This is ready. we are ready with this for the dry ingredients. You can see what it looks like. So let's set it aside first. I don't have much space here, but I will keep managing my space. I'm going to keep managing my space. So put it aside, and then what is next? What is next is the wet ingredients they're going to use. And for the wet ingredients, I think I've got my egg here. I'm going to grab my egg quickly. I just grabbed my egg from the fridge. You need 2 large eggs for this, but not a must. If you have small eggs, very small eggs, you can use up to 3. But typically what you just need is 2 large eggs. I probably might be using 3 because my eggs are really big, my eggs are small, so I'm going to be using 3. So once you have your eggs ready, and you've got it here, put it aside. I'm just gonna go ahead and mix it up now. I'm gonna mix up my egg quickly. I don't want this powder here. So let's mix it up. The next, of course, that will follow is your milk. If you have whole milk, better. You can use buttermilk, but I'm leaving that buttermilk for something else. But as well, buttermilk can work too if you choose to use buttermilk. So we've got this set aside now. We need melted butter, but I will tell you guys something. This butter has been out for since yesterday, so it's almost melted, as you can see. So, but when you see these butter sticks, don't think is strong. It's almost melted. So you need melted butter for this. I just want to say that quickly. But before then, I'm just going to get my milk. I'm going to be adding. Again, if you have whole milk, I'm going to be using this milk. I don't want to use buttermilk. This buttermilk is 1% of fat, but I want something bigger, a little bit higher than that. So I'm going to be using this evaporated milk to do that. And so for this mix, we're going to be adding at least quarter cup of milk. Very little actually, not so much. Very little, like this. How am I going to open this milk? I'm going to open it like this. So to open this milk, just get, again, if you have, this is not whole milk I'm using, but whole milk, particularly refrigerated, is important. Okay, I've got buttermilk here, like I said. I'm not using my buttermilk. So just measure this for inside. Quarter cup is okay. You don't need much of that. Remember I said mix your dry spices, dry ingredients separate and the wet ingredients separate. That is exactly what I've done. So to now do this, we've got this ready. You can use this to whisk it. You can use this to whisk it, or you can as well use I'm going to just use my fork to whisk it very quickly. While we are mixing it, we need 115 grams of butter at least, melted butter. Like I said, guys, this is melted already. I tell you, if I squeeze it, it will just squeeze. You need at least, I think this is 113 grams. Oh, this is 150. This is 125. I don't know. Let me see. This is half cup. I want to be sure. Oh, this is the part. This is 450 grams. So yeah, I think if we divide this 450 grams, yeah, we're talking about, this is close to 115 grams. So when you buy butter that has butter sticks, it's always about 4 inside. One of them is always between 113 grams to 115 grams. It all depends. So I'm just going to be using only one. This is the only one I'm going to be using. I just want to be sure I'm right on that. Yeah. Okay, let's open it up quickly. Again, like I said, this is melted already, so I'm not worried about if it's melted. If you have butter that is not melted like this, please use melt it first. Use microwave to melt it before you continue. Use microwave to melt it. I don't have to melt this one because it's already, you can see that it's melted already, so I don't need to do that. So I have all that in here. Again, remember, if you don't know, if you're buying whole stick butter, like the one that doesn't have stick like this, understand how to cut it, the measurements you want. Is very important. So to make this up now is not hard at all. It would have been the same thing if it's watery, but this is not watery. But again, I can mix it up quickly. When I'm done mixing just stuff, this will be faster to do this, even if I'm using this one. Just so you know, I think I will go with what will be faster. This definitely will be faster to do what I'm doing right now. Not what I just used. So once you finish this, then it will then be time to incorporate that into the chocolate bread, into the chocolate mix. That whisk first. Whisk first is very important to whisk first. And again, the texture is important. If you have to add some water to get to that texture you want, add some water to get to that texture. But here I am ready. I just need to add some little vanilla extract text to it. This is not so important, guys. If you don't want to add this, it's up to you. It's not really important at all to add this. Vanilla extract is your choice. Add it or you don't add it, you're good. So we are nearing almost to the end of what we are doing now, almost to the end before we continue. But why I'm not going to pour it in here now, because I said one thing, I'm also mixing chocolate banana bread. So I'm going to set this aside and just finish it up before I mix them, because I don't want to mix this one and leave it pending. I said I'm also making chocolate banana bread, and for this you don't need well-ripe. You need well-ripe banana, really well-ripe, and this is actually well-ripe. I just brought it out from the fridge. Well-ripe banana, so you guys know. I just brought it out from the fridge. It's completely ripe, and I'm using just three. Typically, you can use a blender to blend it. If you want to use a blender, that is okay. You can also use this to whisk it also. So everyone joining us today, Jacinta, what are you cooking today? I'm just trying to make chocolate bread mix. I'm not actually cooking. This is how we do it, and you can choose to use this to mash it. You can choose to use this to mash it. You can also choose to use you can also choose to use this one too. It's up to you, but I prefer to use this one. So for this, I have it ready. I'm going to make this one quickly. And when I make this one, the next I will do, you can see I'm mixing the bread. I'm mixing the banana first. After mixing the banana, mashing the banana properly, the next thing you do is, of course, put your choco. Your choco is next that will go in, and I would say I'm going to use. First of all, let me put, of course, my coconut sugar. Let me just go through the steps to make it easier. Where is my coconut sugar? Okay, yeah, this is my coconut sugar. For this, I'll need, let's say, 3/4 cup of coconut sugar. Remember, coconut sugar is not really that much tasty compared to like the other kind of processed sugar, but it has a very good flavor. Sometimes what you need coconut sugar for is not for that sweet taste, but just for flavor. Uh-oh. I'm going to take out this big chunk. I don't need this big chunk. So yeah, I think we are good with this. This is coconut sugar. At this point inside now and leave it for the next time. You close this one and set it aside. Want to be sure we are sticking to time. I want to be sure we are done with everything we are doing today here in 30 minutes. So the thing about making chocolate bread, chocolate banana mix is that unlike chocolate bread you want to mix separately, this you can mix together. You can see I'm doing all this together right now. So this has gone in. I'll probably break my egg with the egg. I will need 2 eggs. If you have large eggs, use 1. If you have large eggs, use 1. My eggs are very small, so that is why I'm using 2. So use 2 eggs if you have large eggs. And again, because this is mixed together, I want to add some vanilla, guys. I want to add some vanilla. This is not important, but vanilla extract adds some flavor to your baking. And this one particularly, there's something I didn't add here, which I'll add later on. I'm going to add some, small amount of salt because I use unsalted butter. So right now, what is next for this one is to add a little amount of oil. And for this, I've got coconut oil that I'm going to be using, and it says 1/3 oil. To use, I think I've got my cup for 1/3 cup of oil. I'm not sure where I have it right here, but I can as well use this cup for my 1/3 oil, since I'm not gonna use this again. So yeah, I'm gonna use this one for my 1/3 oil. That will go into here. I want to be sure when I get to 1/3 cup of oil. Yeah, I've got to that. This is 1/3. That has gone in. And what I need now is I probably will add some buttermilk to this one. I don't really want to add buttermilk, but you know what? I'm still going to skip buttermilk. Let me use the normal evaporated milk that I have here. I'm going to use 1/4. Okay, I think the cup is here. So not so much, just 1/4. And that is all you need here. You don't need much, you don't need more than that. And when you add that, the next you want to do again is 1/4 again, if possible, of your of course your cocoa mix. Cocoa mix is what will go in now. Remember, here is all about mixing. I'm not going to sift this one. This is 1/4 cocoa mix. Remember, I didn't save this one because I'm going to use my hand mixer for this. So this is done already. Everyone that joined us today, thank you for joining us. We'll be here for about 35 minutes and we should all be good to go. So I have added all that, and now what I'm going to add is, of course, maybe one and a half cup of flour. I would say. I think I'm going to use this one. 1.5. Yeah, I've got one cup marked out on the body. This is one cup and 1.5. I would say. Yeah, this is 1.5. Yeah, it's not close to 2. So 1.5 cup of all-purpose flour. Again, I want to make this one quickly. I should get this. I'm getting this out because I'm not going to be using this again. So you mix this and pour inside, and we are done with all the mixtures we need. So once we add this one now, we add baking soda, and that is it. Just baking soda only. We don't really need baking powder, just the baking soda. So we are done with everything we need, and we just need, yeah, this one teaspoon, I think. Oh, this is actually one. This is one. This is half teaspoon. We need 1 teaspoon. So we are good with this. And now the best we can do for this is to use this to whisk it, and then afterwards you can actually use whatever you like to whisk, but I can choose to use this to whisk. Whatever you use to whisk, the most important is that whisk well. So this is almost like done. So if you happen to watch later on, Salissima, thank you. So I'm gonna use my spatula to just get everything together and whisk once again, and we are done with this one. Once we whisk together, we are just done with this one completely. So whisk one more time. So this is done completely. We are done with this one. There's nothing else to do other than to pour it in the pan, set the pan and pour it. So I'm gonna keep this one here, turn it very well to be sure I've got everything. Yeah, you guys can see what it looks like by the time we are done with it. So if you happen to watch later, you will see what it looks like. Now it's time to pour it here, and to pour it here, of course, I will need to use my baking paper, oven paper, I would say. Just cut some enough to the size, enough the size of this, and then you are good to go. It doesn't have to. So all I just need to do, I will take this aside so you guys can see what I'm doing. All I need to just do is put this here, I'll put this here, hope it doesn't fall. Just measure this and then cut the paper. So once you do this, put the paper here. As much as possible, it doesn't have to come out. I'm still going to cut out the edges. Once I have enough inside, I will cut out these edges. You can as well just leave it like this if you care to, if you want to, but just make sure you're not pouring directly to the pan. There's nothing wrong if you pour directly to the pan though, but for this, I'm just going to use this. Once I'm done pouring, I might just cut out the edges then. As you can see, this is going in properly. I figure it's going to rise very well, but let's see how it will go. I have a small pan. Most likely it's going to rise more than this. But let's see how it will go. So this is the mix banana chocolate banana mix. You can see that. I wish I had a bigger pan. That would have been perfect, but I don't have a bigger pan. So you will probably see it rising far above this pan. And once you're done with this like this, what you will do next is, because you want some chocolate on top, what you most likely do next is get your chocolate, get some like this, and just sprinkle on top. Once you sprinkle your chocolate on top, your chocolate chips are made, you're good to go. You're good to head to the oven. So I'm going to set this aside now, and then I'm just going to set it aside and finish the other one. Then we are all set to go. I want to know how many minutes I've spent. 36 minutes. I didn't want to spend up to 36 minutes, but yeah, I've spent 36 minutes, and I have to join my siblings Zoom call right away. So this is ready. I would say this is if you can see this is chocolate banana bread mix. Let's set it aside and finish the other one, and then I'll bring them back and I'll bring it back again. So for this one, I've said before, you whisk this together. You can melt your butter. Remember, it's important you do either of the two. Then my butter has been in room temperature since yesterday, so I don't have to do all that. And I said before, I needed to add some sauce to this one. It's not so necessary, but maybe I'll just add some pinch of salt, very little, since I'm using unsalted butter. If you guys notice very well, if you are paying attention, you will notice that I did not add butter to the banana chocolate mix. I didn't add butter to that, but I added butter to this one. So let's go ahead and just pour this inside. I'm just gonna turn the salt first. Okay, I'm just gonna ahead and pour this now. I probably might need my hand mixer to do the job, but it's not so important. You can use your hand, you can use this, but I probably might, let me use this first before my hand mixer. But the most important thing is mixing it properly. Of course, eventually I'm still going to add some water because it seems a little bit strong. Not milk, just add some water to help it out. With my cup, okay, I'm going to use this to get some warm water. I'm going to be using half cup of warm water. I want to be sure the water is warm a bit before I take it out. Yeah. So I have one cup of water, so you guys can see. 1 cup of water is important so that to mix it up. If it requires more than that, I probably might add more, but I don't think it will. I think at this point in time, I will use my hand mixer to do it very quickly, because I want to keep this under 40 minutes. I want to keep it under 40 minutes. Let's see. So let me mix very quickly. going to scrape the side, just scrape the side. So one more time and we are done. So we are almost done with this one, and that is the end of chocolate mix. So this is it. This is the end of the whole mixing. Where is my spatula? Okay. This is the end of the whole mixing. So we are done with mixing our chocolate bread mix, and of course chocolate banana bread mix. And before I let you guys go, or who will watch later, I know I'm doing this a little bit late, but before I let you guys go, I will call out the name of all the ingredients we use, and I will list it in the comment section also. So we're just going to pour this in here now, and just like we did the first one, get some paper ready. Get some paper ready, and once you have some paper ready, I'll do this way. This paper is sometimes can be so a pen to put here, which I don't like. You know, this doesn't fit, so I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger. Or maybe next time I will just buy the smaller sizes. This is a big size and doesn't seem to work well with this. So for those that joined from Facebook, from YouTube, I appreciate you guys. Let's just finish this one and wrap it up, and then we are all set to go to sleep or go to other things we set out to do today. Guys, like I said, I will cut out these edges definitely when I'm done. I will cut out these edges, but this is it, and this is what this looks like. We just pour it gradually. So I'm going to be using two for this. I think this is okay. This is chocolate bread. This is okay. I think I might need some more. So this is okay. And we just cut out the size. Not like this paper, but so everyone that joined me, thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's really, I'm really so excited that some people are able to join. My Facebook followers, I know I came in late, but that's okay. Hopefully next week I will try and be a little bit more early. But yeah, that's okay. So for this, we've got this ready. I hope this paper will stay. I'm just worried that this paper will not stay. But for now, let's put some chocolate chips on it. Just sprinkle some chocolate chips on it, and we are good to go. some chocolate chips on this one, and this is ready. And for the last one, maybe we should just use one of these. I'm gonna be using one of these, and maybe I will use this. I will set this aside and then bring it back later. And we are done. This is the last one. When I pour this in here, I will cut out the edges, and then we should be good to go. So everyone that joined us today, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for joining me today. So this is the last of the chocolate mix we made. So we have 3 in total. Everyone that joined, thank you so much for joining. And let's give me a minute to just finish up, and then I will talk about it. And then we are all set to go. Typically, for the oval, I would say, for those that may not be opportune to read my comments, if you set the oval at 180 centigrade or 356, 350, 356 Fahrenheit, and bake for about 40 to 50 minutes, just keep checking. That is what you need to bake this, to bake your chocolate bread, and of course your chocolate banana bread mix. That is all you need. So we are good with this one. This actually looks like chocolate spread. I've been looking for the best chocolate spread around Canada for my kids. I've not seen anyone, but it looks as if this is how to make chocolate spread. I probably might try it out myself, but let's see how it goes. Anyway, let's get done. We are done already. So we are done with this one, and we are set to go. So yeah, I'm just gonna get the three of them here now. This is the 3 things we did today. The chocolate banana bread mix, as you guys can see, chocolate banana bread mix. This is it, and this is purely the chocolate bread mix. This one, and I will show you guys when I'm done. What you guys are gonna see what the outcome will look like when I'm done with it. When I'm done baking, I'm just gonna put everything in the oven now, and do some other things while I watch it. So yeah, everyone that joined me today, thank you so much for joining me. I think I have actually developed strategy on making good chocolate spread. But this looks like a good chocolate spread. Anyway, thanks everyone that joined me today. I love you guys. I keep trying to be the best for yourself, and hopefully I will see you again in my kitchen next weekend or for something else. I don't know, but I will see you again. I will see you again in the kitchen. By the time I'm done, I will show you guys what it looks like. I love you guys, and have a great week ahead. Keep coming to my channel, subscribe to my channel, and of course follow my page on Facebook, subscribe to my channel on YouTube. I love you guys, and have a good week. Bye bye.